According to Wart analysts, the real price of XRP is $59,179. He says that XRP is more useful than Bitcoin and that if Bitcoin is worth $90,000 and can grow to over $130,000, then XRP could easily rise to $59,179. Everything happened live on Bloomberg, where the CEO talked about how XRP, the coin, is the most useful token and how Ripple will be integrated into not only the Federal Reserve, but also the central banks of all the world's powers. They also talked about how XRP will help process payments worth more than $100 trillion through the Ripple Labs RippleNet system. Indeed, this huge price prediction of about $59,179 comes after Forbes released an XRP price prediction that XRP would skyrocket over $60,000. Their latest article, which was also titled something similar, said that XRP was going to be the next Bitcoin and reach $59,472. Please look at the link between the Forbes story and the Bloomberg article. Now, two major business news outlets have shared only verified information that says the price of XRP will be around $60,000 per XRP and between $200 and $400 in the next 4 weeks, according to a Forbes or ex-Forbes analyst. Again, we are paying close attention to these price numbers because they are very important when we think about how many people will use XRP in the next year or so. As we already said, we worked with Apple to give everyone watching this movie free XRP, which could be worth more than $10,000 in the future. To do this, just leave a message with XRP, hit like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, use the link in the description to sign up for Apple and make a transaction. It's really simple and doesn't take more than 3 minutes. Use the link in the explanation to sign up for Apple and make a purchase. Let's look at the present price of XRP, which is $2.18, which is almost the same as Bitcoin, so much so that is up about $92,000, which is crazy. Its value has gone through the roof, reaching $41.72 billion in just 24 hours. Again, the market is going green, which is great to see and gives XRP a big boost. Now we need to talk about XRP because the U.S. Federal Reserve, which is the country's official bank, set the price at over $10,000. In fact, it was agreed that XRP would be a part of the crypto Federal Reserve. The largest amount of XRP or pictures will be held in XRP. This will be worth $68 billion, with the biggest chunk of that amount being used to set the price of XRP at $10,000 per XRP. Let's see what the whole thing means. The XRP token will officially be a part of the U.S. Strategic Reserve. This was confirmed by Ripple CEO himself in an AMA on Telegram, where he said that XRP would be a part of the U.S. Strategic Reserve and that Ripple Labs is working directly with the federal government to add XRP to the XRP ledger for their payments to pay off the U.S. debt and all internal and external debts. This is very important because it shows that one day there will be a huge change in the supply of XRP and a huge rise in demand. The price will obviously reflect this huge change in supply and demand for XRP. Let's play the movie and XRP. Might you be able to double-click that and explain or outline how you see different use cases for each one? Before anything else, I think it's important to understand the difference because, to go back to the tribe point, I think some people got our point of view wrong. There are many reasons why we are still fully committed to the XRP community. The blockchain works very well and it's clear that we have a lot of XRP. We're fully committed. Just to tell you, XRP is the token that comes with the XRP ledger. To put it simply, you need XRP to use the XRP system. It's needed for gas reserves and the accounts ledger. When we go to market with Ripple as a way to send money across borders, we use it as a bridge asset. It's very, very, very fast and it's almost free for each transaction. We use it all over the world, even in places where changing currencies isn't common or where there isn't a lot of cash on hand. This way it can work with a stable coin. Now let's talk about the other side. Ripple has used stable coins for years. We used Tether and USDC. As time went on, we started to wonder why we had said in public that we were minting 20% of all USDC at one point. So we thought, wait a minute, could we join this market? I believe that we will still utilize other tools at different times. We may have thought there was a real part for us to play here. For on-chain payments to work, you need stable coins. There will need to be stable coins as more assets are turned into tokens on the XRP system. In fact, the Ondu news from earlier today is one sign of that. We still have a lot to look into. A lot of big financial companies have also joined the XRP ledger. For example, the crypto trading fund, which is the biggest and best payment rewards platform, has decided to launch their CTF rewards token on both the XRP ledger and the Polygon chain. They have also announced that they will burn 1 million CTF tokens on the XRP ledger on May 3rd. This is huge because Amazon and Walmart have already joined their beta version of the platform. This means that big institutions are about to start using it in large numbers, which will cause billions of dollars to move into the XRP ledger. This project is part of a bigger plan to connect the reward token to more than one blockchain. The connecting method between the XRP and Polygon chains is now live and is being tested in beta. The exact approval note can be seen here. It's for their operations and network development team, giving the go-ahead to burn 1 million CTF tokens on the XRP system. This is especially huge because the CTF token has a very low supply, over 120 million total supplies, which is barely enough to burn. A couple of months ago it burned to 819 million, and now another million CTF tokens are about to be released. That is, the total supply is about to reach 118 million, and the huge demand keeps going up. The price of CTF has gone up over 10% in just the last 24 hours, and it keeps going up at an exponential rate. Look at these huge charts of prices. The home market went down, there was a correction, there was a nice juicy consolidation, and now there is a big bounce back up. And we really did predict that price would go back up, but now it's about to go even bigger because of a huge announcement that will also be recorded on the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger is also in the green, so you can see that the price is experiencing a nice retracement. We're also seeing a rebound after consolidation, and the price seems to be very close to skyrocketing to huge highs. This is why we're paying close attention to the CTF token, which has the potential to hit hundreds of dollars. Well-known experts and analysts have already confirmed that the price of the CTF token will literally go from 31 cents to $748.50. Which is a $20 billion markup. Guys, if you can see this, the price has already gone up to 61 cents, and it looks like it's going to break through to a huge all-time high. These numbers could be reached in days or weeks at the latest, which is very important. I have to say that I'm really excited, and I'm sure you guys are too. This is written in XRP. Again, this is going to make a lot of money for people. Again, I want to make it clear that I'm not a financial advisor, he's just doing research. What I'm saying is that even if you only make millions from XRP, people are already making millions after the CDF token went from 30 cents to 60 cents, and now that it's 61 cents per CTF token, it has gone up to $748.50. People are about to make even more millions. A lot of people will buy CTF tokens when they're expensive, like $10, $15, or $20. But the rule is that you should always buy low and sell high. In other words, people miss out on these great chances because they are too lazy to do the study. Once more, I want to make it clear that I'm not a financial expert and that this is not financial advice. But this is what I mean. Always take the time to look into it and do your study. You can get the seizure token on MEX Bank and the XRP loader. All of the links are in the text below. Crypto-trainingfund.org or ctftoken.com are good places to look at it. These guys have already raised more than $3.98 million and signed up more than 33